Redo You, the podcast that teaches you tools and strategies so you can build the confidence to rediscover and reinvent yourself. With me, Emma Hull, your favorite life coach. Each week, I'll introduce a concept that you can implement right away so you can live your most authentic life. Let's get started. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to 2025 and the first episode of the new year. And as promised last week, I'm going to talk to you this week about the Wheel of Life, which is a tool that I use with my life coaching clients to help them get a good objective overview of what's going on in their life, where they're at, where they want to be, and how they're going to get there. What I recommend is that you grab a pen and paper and you can pause this as we go, or you can just listen and then come back to it and go through it, okay? Now, the Wheel of Life is a really simple tool. It's not anything that I invented. It's out there in the public domain, but it's something that I use because it works. Every time I use this with my clients, they find so much clarity in what they want to do, where they want to go, and also they are always impressed at how far they've actually come and how well they're doing. And you can use it regularly to check in as well on how you're progressing in life. Anyway, the first category, actually, back up a little bit here. The key is, so there's 6 categories that life is broken up into, these 6 gardens, I like to call them. And you're going to look at each one and give yourself a score out of 10, where 10 is the best, 0 is the worst. And the trick here is to not overthink it. Trust your gut and pick a number and put it down. We're looking for a snapshot of where you're at right now. Don't overthink it, okay? And then you're going to look at, why have you given yourself that score? What are the reasons for that score? Why is it so high? Why is it what it is? And then after you've worked through that, then you're going to look at what would a 10 out of 10 look like? Or indeed, if you're at a 10 out of 10 already, thinking about what else might augment your score or just augment life in that area. The first area that I always start with is physical well-being. And the reason I start with physical well-being is because that's easy for us to relate to. It's thinking about your body, your relationship with your physical body. Are you experiencing any pain or injuries? Are you able to do the things that you want to do? What is your level of fitness? Also, perhaps you'd like to change your weight. Maybe you want to change your energy as well. You know, how is the quality and quantity of your energy, the quality and quantity of your sleep? Perhaps there's something about your physical appearance that you would like to change. So thinking about your relationship to your physical self, give yourself a score out of 10. Not overthinking it, just picking that number and then thinking about why. What are the reasons for that score? And then once you've delved into all of those things, then you can start thinking about what needs to change for that score to be elevated. And dream big here. Think about what would a 10 out of 10 look like. And sure, you may not get there in the next week, month, year, but it's about having that goal to work towards. And then, as you know, we break it down into small steps of how to get there. Once you've examined your physical well-being, you move on to your emotional well-being. And probably as you've started to poke through your physical well-being, you've started to think about your emotions as well. And when I talk about your emotions, it's your ability to notice and to recognize the emotions that you're experiencing. And it's also your ability to ask for help and to receive the help that you need. Thinking about your emotional well-being and what that means to you. How would you rate yourself out of 10 right now, today, here in this moment? And what are the reasons for that score? Once you've delved through that, sifting through, then move on over to what needs to change, what would be different in 10 out of 10 land? What would your emotional well-being look like? Then chances are you started to think about relationships, and so that is the next garden that we go into. Your relationships this is a big garden. It's all of your relationships with all humans, and Johnny Cash is here, your pets too, animals, all of your relationships. How is the quality and quantity once again? Do you get to spend enough time with the people you want to spend time with? Are you giving more than you receive? Or do you find that you take more than you give? Brain's not working. Are there people that you spend time with who drain your energy? Thinking about relationships as a whole, giving yourself that score out of 10. And then once again, why have you given yourself that score? And what does a 10 out of 10 look like? Your next area is your life path. That's your career, your purpose. And, do you feel satisfied with do you have a purpose, and how satisfactory is that purpose? How clear are you on where you are going, where you want to be? Do you get a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction when you wake up in the morning? Again, scoring yourself right now out of 10, why, and what a 10 out of 10 looks like. Then we go on to your financial well-being. And this isn't just about actual money. It's also about your relationship with money, your money story, and your thoughts about money. But examining here, do you have enough money to do the things you want to do? Do you have a financial plan? How do you feel about your financial plan? What about your budgeting and saving? How do you feel about those parts of your life? Again, score that out of 10, your reasons, and what 10 out of 10 looks like. Then finally, we examine your environment. And this is the things that surround you. So your possessions, your clothes, your furniture, your home, your vehicle, even the neighborhood that you live in, maybe the apartment block, the community that you live in, the province, the country. How satisfied are you with your environment? Go through those steps again, scoring it out of 10, rating or explaining why you've given yourself that rating, and then looking at what a 10 out of 10 looks like. Once you've gone through all of this, take a moment to reflect and notice how you feel. Think about, are you surprised at how well you're doing in one area versus another? And maybe take some time to journal and reflect on how you feel. And then consider, which area would you like to focus on? Which area, if you were to change that area, would have the most impact on your life right now? And then you can dive into figuring out what would be within that garden, which of the aspects that you're cultivating would be the most impactful one to change. So we're narrowing it down, and then pick the smallest step that you can take towards that and figure out how to implement that and commit to implementing that. And then you're started on the path to creating your beautiful, amazing life. Of course, if you'd like to dive deeper into this is the kind of work that I do with my one-on-one coaching clients. And I do have space going into 2025 for a couple of one-on-one coaching clients. So if you are interested in working with me, definitely reach out. I would love to connect. Have an amazing day.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Redo You podcast. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review, and tell a friend, because together we rise even higher. See you next Friday.